Hey, greetings everyone. It's the Heroes Peak crew coming to you with another quick peek. James and Mike here. How you doing, James?
Doing splendid. Doing splendid.
All right. Today we're bringing you Lower Decks Season 2 Star Trek. So, this is the second season of a Star Trek animated series that's on CBS All Access.
Paramount.
Yeah,
CBS Paramount.
right. And so this season continues the story of the USS Cerritos and the Lower Decks crew. For those who are not familiar, it's not about the bridge crew like normal Star Trek. It's about the guys who work underneath. So let's kick it off. James, what do you think about this season two?
This season, I enjoyed it probably a little bit more so than season one because
Mm,
season one was I want to say world galaxy building and some character introductions with some very good plots sporadically throughout. Some episodes felt like fillers in season one. Season two, I think, was more like an anthology. Like from
hmm
the first episode to the finale, there was some continuing stories that were happening that they tied back to other plots from previous episodes. So it wasn't like if you watch one episode and didn't
Yeah,
watch the episode before that you can feel like you didn't miss anything. So I think overall, I definitely like season two better than season one. But again, I still have my nitpicks with this show. So
yeah, I'm
for
the same. They're for the most part, I enjoyed this season better than last season. This seems like the writers are coming into their own with the stories and the humor. The humor is
mm-hmm.
definitely there this season.
Yep,
You to get a lot of the humor though, you have to be a trick. Like there's a lot of callbacks to all the
there
other
it is.
shows and movies and the
There is.
characters. Even little characters like little side characters from the old shows. They're little jokes here and there, right? So
Yeah.
I think one of my couple of my favorite episodes were the Will Riker episode, the when Bomber was on the Titan and
Yes.
he had a clone of himself. The
Yes.
Will Riker jokes were so funny because they were all like callbacks to what things he used to do and the way he acts now.
Honestly, I didn't think this show and the showrunner and the writers were going to allow themselves or get access to the main, live action
Right.
content because
Yeah. And
like DC TV can never really give you a full Joker or Batman because that's separated from like I thought it'd be the same, but I was surprised with the Riker episode, which was probably my
yeah,
favorite as well.
yeah. As a matter of fact, the actor came back to do the voice work for that. So I thought that was really cool.
Hmm.
My other favorite episode is the multiverse lower decks when we got to see the Vulcan lower decks and the Klingon lower decks, and we got to see all the different cultures and all that stuff. So that was good. But I did like the finale
Mm,
where I know
different in this
you didn't.
one.
Yeah, we differ on this one, but I like the finale where now we're getting into some deep storyline here of a plot to overthrow the Federation and the captain of the Cerritos and possible involvement, even though we know she's innocent.
Hmm.
But all the facts look like she was assisting that one race of a terrorist plot. So I thought that was good. So it'll lead us into the next season, and we'll see where it goes from there. Right? What did you think?
You know what I find funny, and before I tell you about what I didn't like about the finale, so we both watched also the Orville, which was on
Yeah.
Fox TV by Seth MacFarlane, creator of Family Guy, American Dad, so forth. That
hmm
show itself started pretty funny, slapstick humor, and then
Yeah.
as the season continued and following season, it got dark in some instances, and then really focused on some serious, dramatic pieces. And I
Yeah.
saw
When
this
what's his
season,
face? Yeah, his
yeah,
race betrayed them. Yeah.
correct, gender equality, racism, all that stuff, classism. So I looked at this season too, where it seemed like it was following the same trajectory of the Orville, where
Mm.
we still had the comedy, we still had the slapsticks with certain characters and the main protagonist. Howard, he's smart at sometimes, dumb at other times, and then later on it became more like some deep issues like mother daughter, um, the existence of life. All this stuff became like frontward as opposed to like the comedy carrying the show, which I was okay with. I was just a little bit shocking to see it kind of flip where the finale became
Yeah.
very ultra serious,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Got you there. Yeah.
and that kind
So
of not that it hit a nerve with me, but it took me out of it too because I just couldn't enjoy it the way I enjoyed season one and the way I enjoyed most of season two. Those last two
Okay.
episodes to me just didn't seem to fit and like the formula that we were giving for this show. And I get it; they're trying to elevate the show, make it a little more adult. Um, like for
So
example, somewhere in there was an episode with the robot trying to turn evil. No, the robot was always evil, looking to get plugged into the ship, right? And
yeah,
then meanwhile, there was a trust issue, um, freaking battle happening between the main guy. I keep forgetting his name and the girl,
all Balmer
um,
and yeah, what's her
Balmer
face?
and what's her name? They're having trust issues, and the computer was revealing times where they were like not betraying each other, but keeping important things secret. So
Mm-hmm.
then, so the dynamic between the two of them, as far as how can you trust someone else, if they don't, if not giving you all information, it's a real topic. I can't imagine any teenager or young kid watching the show not think about it, much less an adult. But then
Yeah.
you throw in like what's happening on the ship, and to me, it was a lot that felt like this was trying to be too much of a serious drama, and was too rigid, especially the finale. The finale felt like it was too rigid, very predictable, and they're
Mm-hmm.
setting you up for the failure of the captain having to either relinquish her position or be terminated because the prime directive, you can't
Right.
interfere with another
So
civilization.
I think it rings with me. I think I enjoy this because I miss good Star Trek. Like I'm not a fan of JJ movies, and I'm not a fan of Discovery. Like I thought Picard was okay,
Same here,
but
same here.
I really dislike where Discovery is going and what's happened to it. And so I think even though this was a more serious tone for me, it was more Star Trek to me than Discovery is.
Allow me
So
allow me to analyze this real quick because I
yeah,
hear where you're going, and I'm thinking we both love Star Trek Next Generation, and
right.
I'm in love with OT. It felt like they took a conscious effort to the last two episodes, the finale in particular, to give you what you would normally see on a Next Generation episode,
Right.
which we both love.
Yeah.
But the problem with me is, but then you break the mold of what you started the show with. The
Yeah.
show was more like not American Dad. That's too buffoonery. Um, but you know what I mean? Like the show had a lot of comedy,
Like
Easter eggs from Star
Futurama.
Trek, like
Yeah.
Futurama, right?
Yeah.
A little higher, little higher topics than you would for
Yeah.
Futurama. But
Yeah.
then you go into this arc of like the Next Generation episode, and I'm like, ugh, I like it, but I'm just not. Ugh, I don't know how to say it. Je ne sais quoi, but like you should have done that since the beginning of season two.
Maybe pick a lane, right? If you want to do
Pick a
humor,
lane.
stick
There
with the
you go.
humor.
Exactly. Pick a
If you
lane.
want to do a
If
serious
this is
animated
nothing
show, go
wrong. Like
right.
the episode standalone, I would probably say, "Oh, this is a great episode. This is
Yeah.
a very good show." But then when you compare the entire season as a whole, to me, it just felt like not a mistake was done, but they overcalculated to try to make it more serious and more like the Next Generation, and
Hmm.
they forgot that the show, you know, the mold of the show isn't really like the Next Generation. It's closer
Yeah.
to
So
Futurama.
hopefully with the season premiere next year, they'll resolve it with a lot of humor. They'll come up with some humor at
I
the end.
don't know.
Maybe
I
they.
mean, that finale. There's not too many good things that could happen after the finale. But
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
by the way, another Easter egg: the cyborg
Mhm.
guy. They realized
Yeah.
that he never really volunteered for his operation; that he was forced into it. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't. I missed that part.
So when
Yeah.
he was trying to not delete his memories, right, and
Oh, right.
eventually he had to do it, and they're
Yeah.
flashing different memories he had. There was
Hmm.
one memory where he was looking up, and the doctors were like, "Oh, just we'll program him to make sure that he felt like he wanted to do this."
Oh.
And I'm like, that's another serious conversation. Like, when is your choice of your body again? Choice of your body,
Yeah.
yours
Body
to make,
autonomy. Yeah.
and not someone else's.
Right.
Again, like great topic to bring in a regular adult live action show, not
Yeah.
so much an animated slapstick show.
Yeah. True. True. Especially if you're trying to reach younger audiences or whatever. But I don't know. We'll see what happens next season, right? So
Yep.
I
All
think
right. Great time.
overall,
Great
yeah.
time.
This one I'm going to give it a B for this season. I think
Respectable.
Yeah, compared to last season, I would say left for season one probably B minus, but this one it climbed up a bit for me. So
I don't know where I rank season one, so I gotta be careful.
hmm
But for this season, I would like to give it a B minus.
yeah,
I think the first 4 or 5 episodes would have been an A minus for me, and then the last 3 episodes kind of dragged the weighted average down to a B minus, maybe even a B. I'm being nitpicky here.
hmm
Let's say a B. You know what? I'll give it a B. It deserves a little higher than B minus. So I'm with you with
yeah,
the B.
cool.
One last thing to think on is where could this show go season 4 based on what we talked about. I would like for them to do more little episodes like the Riker one if they could, with some
Yeah,
other characters like Worf or maybe not Picard because Picard has he's like
he's got his own
Robert
thing
Downey
going on.
Jr. or
Yeah.
James Spader not coming back to do Ultron, but
hmm
like other characters like someone that's on the ship but not like high level. They can do like a
Yeah,
little episode
actually,
like that.
by this time, you would think so. Riker's got his own ship. You would think Worf would have his own ship. So I wouldn't
Hmm.
mind seeing Captain Worf, right? Because I
Yeah.
know, and I know Michael Dorn has always wanted to do a show with Worf as a captain. Like he had talked about it to the press years ago, but it's never worked out, right? So even that would be great, Captain Worf, right?
Yeah. And for the F of it, they can throw Q in there.
Yep.
You get like a little Easter egg.
Well, we
Not a whole
got Q
episode
coming.
dedicated to him.
Don't forget, we got Q coming for Picard season 2, right? So,
Oh shit, that's right. So that probably won't happen.
yeah,
Yeah, then they're not going to want to overlap that. So yeah, I mean, here we go. Oh, plus also they got the open ended story with the Klingons.
true.
Um, so they might see that come to fruition season 4. But yeah,
Right.
I'm going to watch it. Despite everything I said, ladies and gentlemen, I think this show is a. I definitely recommend it for those who are into Star Trek and for those who like sci-fi animated shows. This
Yeah.
is definitely up there. I can't honestly think of a better sci-fi animated show right now. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I think this is it.
That's a good one. I have to think about that. Yeah, I don't either. Huh. Yeah. Well, let us know what you think of the show in the comments and what you think of this season, what they can do. What do you think about next season? And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe and share our videos. And thanks for watching.
Please leave a comment. Please leave a
Yeah.
comment.
Leave a comment below. All right. See ya.